Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, hello, welcome. And if you're returning viewer, welcome back. Hi. Today we're doing a video on, I'm moving my camera already, jeez. If you know, you know. I move cameras a lot. We're not going to go into that. Okay, hi. It is February 2nd. It is my sister-in-law's birthday today. Happy birthday, Karen. Yeah, her name is Karen. I'm not just saying that to be rude. Because I didn't realize that Karen, like, you know, when you say you're such a Karen, I didn't realize that was so big in schools. But when I was looking after the 9-year-old I was living with, everywhere, all her friends, everybody used to say, "You're such a Karen." And I'm like, okay, my sister-in-law's name's Karen, and she's wonderful. So, anyways, okay, let's get started. That was that. You should know by now. I just go on slime tangents. So, anyways, hello. Grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, glass of wine, something to eat, maybe a crochet or knitting project. I have, yes, again, McDonald's Diet Coke because it's the best Diet Coke in the world. And I don't like their paper straws, so I use metal straws. I don't like paper straws. I know it's better for the environment, but they get soggy and it disgusts me. So I use metal straws. And they're okay for the environment, so as far as I know. My nose is itchy already. So grab something to drink and let's get started. Yes, I'm moving the camera again. Okay, is that going to stay? No, it's still moving. Hang on a sec. I watched one of my videos from before. I don't know if I mentioned this. I did a couple clips on this already, trying to start this video, so I don't know if I mentioned it in this one, but I was watching a video of mine to prepare for this video, and I move my camera a lot. Like when I breathe, it goes up and down, which sucks because, and I just move the camera a lot. Okay, we're going to try it there. I have my little handy dandy Dollarama notebook. This video is going to be my January wrap-up of reading. So, let's see what I read this month, or last month. So, this is the first wrap-up of 2024. I realize I didn't do many wrap-ups last year. I apologize. I just couldn't do it for different reasons. This year, I plan to do wrap-up every month. So, oh, my camera keeps moving. Okay, so let's go to the right page. That's not the right page. Here we go. So I did watch my MBR for January. I rewatched it. So sorry. I watched it and I picked, first of all, I picked Friends to Lovers was draw 1. I didn't have any Friends to Lovers that I knew of, so I redrew. And I drew, first of all, I realize now when I watched it back, I picked 7 draws. How come nobody called me out on that? I said I was going to do 6. And then at the end I thought I only did 5, so I did 1 more. No, I did 7. But anyways, I guess I don't know how to count. Oh, my nose is itchy. Okay, so the first one was women's fiction. For that, I was going to read Christmas Shopaholic. I did not read it, but I will let you know what I did read, because I did, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, I read 4 out of the 7, so that's pretty good, but I didn't read the books I said I was going to read, which is okay, because it's an MBR, not a TBR. MBR might be read, and I'm a mood reader at the course, so I didn't read the books I was supposed to read, but I mean, one of them I did, but the rest of them I didn't. So, let's get started. Okay, so the first draw was women's fiction. I did read a book for that, but it was not Christmas Shopaholic. Draw number 2 was I'm looking at my thing, by the way. That wasn't a wink. That was a tick. It looked like I winked at you. Takes place in summer, draw 2. I was supposed to read Murder, She Wrote, A Palette for Murder. I did not, but I read another book. Draw 3 was an ebook. I had a choice between Haunted Hibiscus by Laura Childs, Malamander by Thomas Taylor, and The Night in Question, or A Night in Question, I think it's The Night in Question, by Liz Lawson and Kathleen Glasgow. I did not read an ebook. Draw number 4 was a Charles Dickens. I was going to read A Christmas Carol or Great Expectations. Did not read them. I did get Great Expectations out from the library, but I haven't read it. Draw number 5, genre you don't usually read. I got Foxglove, and that's what I read, so I did do that. Draw number 7 was draw number 6. I got it wrong. Draw number 6 was Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I was going to read All In. I have not finished it yet, so no. I did read, I was in the middle of it in the beginning when I did the NBR. Didn't read any more of it. So I'm not going to count that one as done. And draw number 7 was Pink on Cover. I was going to read The Vanishing Castle of Moreau. I didn't read that, but I read another. So what books did I read? Well, glad you asked. Here we go. First, I listened to an audiobook. I listened to Bulletproof Barista by Cleo Cole. I'll put the picture, whatever side. By Cleo Cole. This was a cozy mystery. In this particular one, Claire Cozy has a chance to be in a movie. Her coffee shop 10 is going to be in a movie. And this famous comedian comes and someone gets killed. And she caters this movie as well. So the movie set. And she tries to prove who did it. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Then I read Foxglove by Adeline Grace. So I did read Foxglove from my NBR. And this was a physical book. And I read it and I gave it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Love that series. Can't wait for Wisteria to come out in August. I'm so excited for that. And funny enough, too, Foxglove was part of my 24 books I want to read in 24. So I've got one of those finished. Foxglove is a sequel to Belladonna. Belladonna is about, I'm not going to talk to you what Foxglove's about because it's a continuation. But Belladonna is about a young girl named Signa, I think her name is, if I remember correctly. She moves, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to move mine. There we go. Sorry, I was just moving my light. Signa, she's orphaned as a baby, and she grows up with a lot of relatives taking care of her, but she finds out that they just want to take care of her because when she turns 20 or 21 or something, she gets a large amount of money from her inheritance, and the person who's looking after her, the relative, the friend, whatever, who has custody of her, ends up getting some of the money. So she bounces from family member to family member because everyone starts dying. And she thinks, why is everyone dying? And then she starts seeing kind of this shadow person kind of thing. And she realizes it's Death himself. So she thinks that he is taking everybody that's trying to help her. And even though they're nasty people. And she moves in with a relative. And there's her cousin, I believe, she moves in with or something, and his wife had just died, and it's a mystery because she starts to believe that her cousin's wife died. Is it cousin or uncle? I'm not sure. Uncle, I think, died. I'm so sorry. I'm so out of it. She died because of a murder, and her daughter, which is her cousin, Signa's cousin. That's where the cousin comes in. I'm so bad at giving synopses. Her cousin is dying from the same thing. So she decides to figure out what's happening. And then she has a relationship with death. And it's beautiful. It's really good. Really enjoyed it. And if you want to know, there is some sexy times in it. But it's not too much, I don't think. But just so you know, there is some open door sexy times. And, why is my throat croaking all the time? I can talk on the phone and my throat doesn't get croaky, but as soon as I start doing a video. Anyways, I gave that 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The second book is Foxglove. I really enjoyed it. Then I listened to another audiobook. I listened to Pause to Remember by Sophie Kelly. This is part of the Magical Cats Mysteries. I didn't put on here what number it is, but it's the newest one. It's a Christmas one. It takes place at Christmas, but it's not much Christmas in it. But this is the Magical Cats Mysteries. I gave it 5 stars. Really liked it. I listened to the audiobook. The audiobook narrator is so good on this. I can't remember her name, but she is so good on this, on the Sophie Kelly books. And this is a cozy mystery about Kathleen, who is it Kathleen or Catherine? I think it's Kathleen. And she is a librarian in a small town. And she has 2 cats that are kind of magical, hence the name Magical Cats. Okay. So one of the cats can disappear and reappear. The other one can walk through walls, and they help solve crimes with her. They don't talk, but they have their own personality, and it's so cool. I love them so much. Their names are Hercules and Owen, and they're just the coolest cats in the world. And the fact that they're magical is just wonderful. And they help solve crimes with her in different ways. And in this book, she finds a body in a wall. Yeah. And in a, well, I can't remember what store it was, some kind of store. They're taking down a wall and they find a body and they realize it's a cold case and they have to figure out who killed this person like 15 years before, 20 years before or something. Really good book, really enjoyed it. Again, I love Hercules, and I was going to say Hercules, that's Hercules. Kind of like Hercule Poirot. I keep wanting to say Hercule. No. Okay. This video is all over the place. I'm so sorry. If you're new here, I'm not usually this bad, but, I kind of go off and do my own thing. Next, I listened to another audiobook. This was a short story by Elle Cosimano, who wrote the Finlay Donovan series. This is book 3.5, I think. Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank. This is about Vero, who is Finlay Donovan's sidekick in those books. And it's about her story of how she came to meet Finlay and her story, basically. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's just a short story. It wasn't my favorite. I did like seeing behind the scenes of what happened to her, but I don't know, Vero's not my favorite character. I think Finlay's more my character, but I gave it 3 stars. Does not mean I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It's just I tend to rate short stories differently than novels, and I don't tend to give more than 3 stars for short stories. I didn't. If it was an anthology or a collection of short stories, then I would give it more, but it's just one short story. I think 3 stars is enough. But it was really good. I would recommend it if you read the Finlay Donovan series. I would recommend it. And if you don't know what Finlay Donovan is, the first book is called Finlay Donovan is Killing It. It's by Elle Cosimano, and it's about a thriller writer named named Finlay Donovan, and while she's having problems with her husband in a messy divorce, and he's trying to get custody of her 2 kids, she goes to Panera, is that what it's called? One of those restaurants in the U.S. And she's talking to her agent about a thriller that she's thinking of writing. Someone overhears her and thinks that she's actually a hit woman and for hire, and they leave a note in her diaper bag and say, hey, I'll give you this amount of money if you kill this person. And so she's like, well, I can't actually kill someone, but this money would really help me. So it's a fun series. I really enjoyed it. I've read the 3 books that are out so far. And it's all about what she gets into. You have to suspend your disbelief. It's not real. The things she gets into and gets herself out of is just amazing. It's like that wouldn't happen in real life. But it was really good. And this novella that I'm talking about, Veronica Ruiz Breaks the Bank, is about her sidekick or nanny. Veronica. Number 5, I read a Murder, She Wrote book. I read You Bet Your Life, number 18 of the Murder, She Wrote books, and I read it physically. Now, this one I'm counting for my draw of takes place in summer. I had a palette for Murder, She Wrote. This one, I didn't read that, but I did read You Bet Your Life, and nope, wait, that's not the one that takes place in summer. I apologize. No, that one didn't take place in summer. Oops. I mean, I don't think it really stated what time of year it was taking place in, but I don't think it was the summer. I don't think so. But I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. It's a very legal kind of book. It was written in, it's by Donald Bain, by the way. This book was, I really enjoyed it because it's formatted different. Not formatted, written in a way that Donald Bain doesn't usually write, I don't think. And I just loved it. If you want to hear more about the Murder, She Wrote books, I am doing a video. It's going to be a very long video. And I'm creating it right now of all the Murder, She Wrote books I'm writing. So I'm not going to give you much information about that. I did give it 5 stars. I don't know why I said that. I wasn't going to tell you what it was, but yeah. Number 6, I listened to Toucan Keep a Secret by Donna Andrews. If you don't know, Donna Andrews is my favorite cozy mystery writer. This one, I believe, is a reread, but I didn't put it on Goodreads because it was many, many years ago. This and the next book. So, that is number 23 in the Donna Andrews books. I do read cozies out of order, by the way. I don't feel like it's... I don't care if I get spoiled for a relationship or whatever. It's still good. So, Toucan Keep a Secret is number 23 in the Donna Andrews Meg Langslow series. I listened to the audiobook and gave 5 stars. In this particular book, Meg Langslow, there's a toucan. Oh, right. So, she, nope, I don't remember what it was about. I just remember the toucan. Which, honestly, is the most important part, the bird, right? But no, I don't remember what it was about. I'm sorry. But I mean, the series is about a woman, oh, my nose, is about a woman named Meg Langslow, who is a blacksmith, and she, oh, my brain just left me there for a minute. So, Meg Langslow is a blacksmith, or I don't know if she's actually a blacksmith, something like that, and she solves murders, and she has a wonderful family. I love her dad. Her dad is hilarious. The audiobooks are so good. Each book is named after a bird, and her dad and grandfather are very much animal people, so there's lots of animals in the books. And Meg Langslow herself is a laid-back, kind of fun character. Her whole family is fun. I just love that series. The audiobook is narrated by Bernadette Dunn. And, I'm sorry, I'm doing my tick so much. It's not just that I have an itchy nose, it's the tick too. I just keep touching my nose. I really enjoyed it, gave 5 stars. The next one, I read another Donna Andrews because they're my comfort audiobooks. I love listening to them. Again, this is a reread, but again, I didn't have it on Goodreads. And, this one is Lord of the Wings. I gave it 5 stars. Again, sorry, that time my nose was itchy. I don't know if you know, but if you have Tourette's, then you know, like you know what things are tics and what are habits and what are things like that. Like you know what are tics. And I get asked, sometimes people ask me, well, how did you know that wasn't a tic? I'm like, because I know. I get urges to do the tics. I have to do the tics. Whereas habits are just things I do. I can stop them if I want to. Tics, I can't stop. So, I don't know really how I know. I just know. So, often I'll do something and someone will say, oh, that's a tic. I'm like, no, actually, I do have that as a tic, but that wasn't a tic that time. And they're like, well, how do you know? It's kind of funny. But anyways, if you have Tourette, you probably know that already. Okay. Sorry, went on a tangent. Lord of the Wings, Donna Andrews, number 19. Audiobook, I gave it 5 stars. I don't really remember which one this is. I listened to a lot of Donna Andrews audiobooks. I don't remember which one that is, but I loved it. Next, I listened to the audiobook of Ruthless, Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the sequel to Divine Rivals, and I gave it 4 stars. Really liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like it more than Divine Rivals. And I gave Divine Rivals, I think, 4 stars as well, but this is definitely a higher 4 stars. It's more like 4.5. Really enjoyed it. Divine Rivals is about a woman and a man who work at the same newspaper office, and it's set in kind of almost like World War II timing, but in this particular world, there are gods that are fighting each other, and I can't remember her name. Iris and Roman. I can't believe I actually remember the characters' names. Iris and Roman are newspaper competitors, kind of rivals, and Iris's brother is in the war fighting with the gods, and it's a whole thing. And I'm so bad at giving synopses. I'm so sorry. And in Divine Rivals, she starts writing letters to her brother, but they actually get magically sent to Roman, and Roman writes back, but she doesn't know it's Roman that's writing to her. And it's a love story. It's political. It's really good. And then the second book, Ruthless Vows, I read in January, and it is more about the war and continuing love story. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. Number 9 was The Shadow Sister by Lucinda Riley. I listened to the audiobook. This is another 24 and 24, which I'm very happy. I got 2 of them done this month, which is really good. I plan to do 2 of them each month, hopefully. And The Shadow Sister is book 3 in the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley. In this particular book, we follow Star. We follow Star. How come I remember everybody's names? I'm so proud of myself. We follow Star, and she learns where her family is from. If you don't know, The Seven Sisters is the first book. The Seven Sisters was about Paul Salt, who was a man who adopted 6 baby girls, at different times, and they are from all over the world. And when he dies, when they're adults, he leaves clues to where he got them. They're all from different families, have different histories, and in each book after, they learn, one daughter learns about where they're from. There's a love story in them as well. The first book was about Maya. The second book was called The Storm Sister. It was about, I forget her name. And the third book was The Shadow Sister about Star. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. I think this whole series is a 5-star series for me. I'm really enjoying them. And in this book has a connection to Beatrix Potter, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And it's part historical, and then there's 2 timelines. There's historical and there's present time. And I enjoyed both timelines this time. Usually I just like one timeline better, but this time I enjoyed both. So it's really good. The love story was really cute. The love story involved kind of like a hate to love, which was kind of fun. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And there's always a love story in the past and the present, which is really fun. I would recommend that series. The first book does have an affair in it, in the past timeline. I don't agree with affairs. I don't agree cheating on your spouse. But I think the way it was resolved was really good. I really liked how it ended and how it all turned out, how the book turned out. And it was just beautiful. I don't condone affairs, but at the same time, I really liked that book. So, yeah. Okay. Next, I read Murder, She Wrote, Blood on the Vine by Donald Bain. And this is the one that takes place in summer. I'm not sure if it takes place in spring or summer, but I think it does in summer. So we're just going to say, because it's my game, my rules. I gave it 4 stars. I read it physically, really enjoyed it. And in this particular book, Jessica Fletcher goes to what is that place called in the United States? I was going to say Panama, but that's not right. Um, oh, that's going to bug me now. I don't even know where it is. I think it's in Florida somewhere. Oh, it's going to bug me now. Anyway, she goes there and she is doing a research for a book on. She wants to take. She wants to write a book about a thriller, a murder that happens at a vineyard. Oh, I can't think of where it takes place. I got it at the tip of my tongue. Anyways, and she goes there, and there's a murder, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. What else can you say? It's a murder she wrote. Again, I told you what it was, how much I gave it, and I wasn't going to do that. Check out that video though if you want to see what I think about it. And number 11, I read 7-Year Witch by Angela M. Sanders. I read this, first started it on physical book. I read about half of it with the physical book, and then I listened to the last half on audiobook. I gave it 5 stars, really enjoyed it. This was the second book in the Which Way Librarian Mysteries by Angela M. Sanders. I love that series. It's so good. I gave it 5 stars, as usual. I love that series. It's about a young lady who comes to live in a big castle that's turned into a library, and she becomes a librarian, and then she finds out she's a witch. And it's just a fun story. And she solves murders, and it was fun. I like the love story. It's a slow burn love story, which I love. And there's a little baby in it, which I love. It's not her baby, but there's a little baby in the stories, and there's little kids in the stories. And I just love that there are kids and babies in the story. I just find it cute because I love kids and babies. So in this particular book, there's not only a baby in it, but there's 2 kids that make appearances in all the books. And they are like 10 and 11 or something like that. And they're just cute. So I love that series. I love her special abilities with books. I think I would love to be able to have that talent. Like, that would be so cool. Or not talent. It's technically a witch's spell or whatever, but I would love to have that. Not that I want to be a witch. I'm just saying, I would like to be able to do that with books. Okay. And number 12, I read The Last to Let Go by Amber Smith. This was a physical book. I gave it 4 stars. This was about Brooke, who is a young girl who comes home from school and sees that her mom is being arrested for murdering Brooke's dad. And her sister is traumatized about it because she saw the murder happen. And they also have an older brother. And so this whole story is about Brooke dealing with her mom being in prison and being arrested, and if her mom did it on accident, if she was just defending herself. There isn't a lot of legal parts in it, but there are some. But most of it's just about Brooke dealing with trying to keep her family together, her brother and her sister and her together, and how each of them respond to their mom being arrested and how they want to live their lives in the future. And it's so good. I really enjoyed it. It is a very hard book to read, because you're dealing with a mother who's in prison and a father that was abusive. He was also a cop, so there's that part of it, and he was abusive to his wife and to his kids, and there is on-page abuse in some of her flashbacks, especially to one of the kids, and that was very hard to read. I cried on that part, actually, because I was at the library and I was reading it, and I read that part, and I just felt so bad for this child, and oh my gosh, it was such a good book. And then there's like the fact that she loves him or loved him because he was her father, and there were good times that she remembers, but at the same time he was very abusive, very manipulating, and he got angry a lot and took it out on their mom. And then there's the fact that, what do? I love my mom, but she's in prison. How am I going to tell people? There is also a female-female relationship with her and a girl that she meets in school. And that whole thing was really well done because she was trying to, like, how do you explain to someone that your mom has been arrested and your dad is dead, you know? And she was trying to hide it from her, but then realized that, you know, I need this person in my life and I need to be honest. It was just such a good book. It was so well done. I did only give it 4 stars. I think later on, as I think about it, it might become a 5-star, but it was really well written. Amber Smith also wrote The Way I Used to Be, which is about a girl who gets raped by her brother's best friend. And I do have in my library over there, you can't see it, but in my book cart, I have from the library The Way I Am Now, which is a sequel to The Way I Used to Be, and I'm looking forward to reading that. Amber Smith writes really hard-hitting books, and they are YA. I think it would be really good for students to read, or kids, or young adults to read, not kids, young adults to read, as long as they can handle the triggers for abuse and prison and that kind of thing. I did write a lengthy review on this book on my Goodreads, so I'll link my Goodreads below, but or actually it's linked on my channel page. It's linked there. So, okay, the last book I read so many books this month. I read 13, which is more than I've read in a month ever, I think. And the 13th book was another Donna Andrews audiobook, because, you know. And it was Owl's Well That Ends Well by Donna Andrews. I didn't write down what I gave it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I might have given it 5 stars. I don't remember. I'll put it up here what I gave it. But that was another one. It was about Meg she's moving in at this one. I forget what number. This is number 6. So this is before her and her husband get married, and she moves in with him to this big house, and she's doing a big garage sale, yard sale thing, and everybody in the community are coming to this yard sale, and her whole family, she has a big extended family, and they are all helping her by selling their stuff, and it's a big community yard sale basically. And someone dies, and she tries to solve it. So it was a really good book. Really enjoyed the audiobook. Again, the narrator is wonderful, and yeah. So, I didn't put which one I did for pink on the cover. I think for that one, I'm going to do Veronica Ruo's Breaks the Bank. The cover is kind of a purplish pink, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think that's pink. And then the Murder, She Wrote one, The Blood on the Vine, was for the summer. Foxglove, what was the other ones I had? Hang on. The other ones, women's fiction, I read The Shadow Sister. I think that could be considered women's fiction. Charles Dickens, I didn't read. Foxglove, I did read. Pink on the Cover. And then Jennifer Lynn Barnes, I did not read. So, that is it. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Give me a like if you did. I look like I'm begging you. I'm not. Give me a like if you enjoyed, and have a great day, guys. Have a wonderful time reading, happy knitting, whatever you're doing today, and God bless. See you in the next video.